Hey everyone, it's Ashley, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel. I am back for another weekly home fragrance roundup. It's been a couple weeks since I've done this, but I have a basket of things to talk about today, so very exciting. If you watched my video that went up yesterday, you will probably know, but I'm just not jiving with today's hair. I like clipped it back so at least it was out of my face, but I'm just like not having it. If it's giving me like mom vibes, and I'm just like, something about it's not what I want it to be today. But regardless, we're moving past it. Okay, I'm gonna start with the Scentsy items just like briefly. I think I'm gonna do that because I only have a few. So I went through a couple wallflowers, and that's the only thing I have really that's not Scentsy. I went through a pumpkin apple. Love this scent, absolutely, always repurchase. I went through a welcome home. This one I had plugged in Corey's office. Can you see that little bit in there? And it was like touching the wick. And then I was like, oh, like I'll quickly move it to the bathroom. I don't know why I didn't just leave it in Corey's office to like suck up the wax, but it was touching. So I was like, oh, it'll just like keep doing its thing. And no, now there's like a gap, which you guys, I've complained about this so much on my channel, but there's like a gap between the wax and the wick, and it's not touching. And I replugged it in, and it wasn't like expanding to the point where it was touching the oil anymore, and I was like, ding, and I missed my opportunity here. So I think if I would have left it plugged in, it probably would have used up all the way, but like, am I crying over that much when I have plenty of wallflowers to use? No. And then in my Glade plug-in, yeah, Glade, I finished up this, which was the Fall Night Long, which was in my garage, and there's bugs on the top of it. Can you see that black piece? That's a buggy. The bugs really love the Glade. They like the wallflowers, but they really love the Glade. They like really get in there. There was so many bugs in it. So I had to like blow it out with like, you know, the air can business. Fall Night Long though from Glade, it's very, I don't want to get too close because there's bugs. It gives me marshmallow fireside and like a little bit of like men's cologne ish. Like, it's very intriguing. I've never like paid any attention to it before, and this year they have so many fun Glade plug-in scents. I was like, okay, I'm checking them out. And then we went through another mega cotton balls. I just like emptied these into my containers and things like that. So finished up another one of these. Like I say anytime I talk about these, if you see these in your store, Walmart, grab them. Even if you afford home, if you see them, grab them, because then these are so hard to find. I have been to probably like 3 different Walmarts in the last few weeks. Just like, I like to go to the different ones because they all have different stuff. And my closest Walmart, one of the ones closer to me, didn't even like, they don't even have a spot to carry these. It's not that they were out, they just don't even carry them. So if you see them, get them. They're amazing. They're such a hot commodity. I feel like for a hot minute there, you like legit could not buy them at all. Like, they just didn't exist on the Walmart shelf. So pick them up. I recommend it. Okay, we finished an oil in Peach and Patchouli. This one is not my vibe. This smells fine in this jar container. The scent that gets diffused, I don't know if I just need to clean my diffuser and maybe that's part of the issue, but it was super like giving me a lot of dirty patchouli, not the patchouli I wanted, and not what I feel like I smelled in the actual container. But I feel like people are potentially liking that. I just didn't love it in my diffuser. I think the favorite, which was really shocking, I think my favorite from the new oil releases was the cinnamon citrus tea. I actually got a full size in that, which I neglected to share in my last haul whenever I got it, because I did the whole haul, and as I went to pick up, I realized it was still sitting in like the bin I had the stuff with the haul. I was like, crap, I forgot the oil. So I actually did just buy a full size of that one. It ended up being my favorite, which was crazy. I replaced my dryer disc from my last club haul. I got in some new dryer discs in Scentsy Clean, so I actually only took out one of them. So what I do is, this comes in a 2-pack. So what I do is when I get the new box for my club, I'll put in one, and then this club I think processes on the 18th. So about like the first of every month, I'll just throw in the other new one. So because I tossed in a new one, I was like, I should take out my old ones. Well, one of them was more beat up than the other one, and so this one had less scent. I was like, this must be the older one. So I took out this one. I actually left the other one in there. I hope that all just made sense. But I just love Scentsy Clean. To me, it's so nostalgic, and I don't know why. It just like reminds me, every time I smell it, it makes me think of going to the laundromat when I was younger, which is so random because like we didn't go there often, only if we were like doing home repairs and our laundry situation was down, we would like take things to the laundromat. Or maybe my dad wasn't a farmer, but we had a farm, and so we would do like farmy type stuff. Like he would bale hay and whatnot. So I feel like sometimes we would take like his really dirty, and he was a welder, so I feel like we would take his really dirty clothes there sometimes. I just like, it's making me think of the laundromat, but also like we never went to the laundromat like that often. So I'm like, why do I keep thinking? It just seems like a super nostalgic memory, but I can't put my finger on why it's so nostalgic. But I just freaking love the scent of it. So I haven't tried it in the wax, but I don't want to overdo it either. So I really enjoy it in the laundry. I potentially would check it out in Clean Breeze, but I just don't know. And I don't want to wreck it for myself. Couple random things with pods here. Cranberry pumpkin spice pods, which we are like almost through. And inside of them is spent blueberry cheesecake pods. So this was quite the hodgepodge. I wish they made blueberry cheesecake pods still. Every time I say this, I'm like, they don't, do they? I don't have a catalog. Yeah, I don't have a catalog. I wish they made blueberry cheesecake pods. Like, how can they not be doing that? I swear they don't, right? These had to have been in clearance. I love them. They're amazing. I feel like the pods aren't the best performers, the blueberry cheesecake, but they're good. But I feel like because they're a bakery, they don't linger as long as some of the other pods. Cranberry pumpkin spice did okay. I took that on a couple trips when we were out of town in October. And I'm just finishing those up. I have cozy pumpkin and vanilla going. I really don't like cozy pumpkin and vanilla. I gotta be honest, you guys. I'm like one of 2 people who was like not obsessed with that scent. Everyone said it was amazing, and I just don't get those feelings from it. I really don't like it, actually. So I have that one going to use it up. And then I have Caramel Craze, and I have Bright Side of Life. So we got a lot of good pods going. Okay, let's talk about my brick situation before we get into all those empty clamps. So what I have been doing in this warmer right here, it holds a ton of wax. It holds a whole cube. Empty Wallflower Honeycrisp Apple was hiding under my bricks. That holds a whole cube of Lanta, it has been a week. It holds all of this. It holds a whole bar, is what I'm trying to say. It says 4 on the bottom, I'm sure, but you can put the whole bar in there. I don't advise you do that unless you feel so inclined. But I have been using it to work on my bricks, and I've just been putting in the whole brick cube. It's been making it so convenient for me to work on my bricks. So I'm going to show you what I've been using. I don't change this out every day. I've been changing my open concept wax. I've been trying to change my open concept wax every day just because it's been fun, and I've been using only 1 bar like in my downstairs, and this is the only wax I have going. So like I feel like it's fun to change that every day. This I let it go until I'm either tired of it or I can't smell it anymore. So but it's been helping me get through my bricks. So I worked on salted caramel toffee. I mean, I think I only used the one, but I need to do a brick stash update because, like I said, I've clearly gotten some progress on this, so it's really been helping. I worked on walnut raisin muffin. I love this one, you guys. I need to do my update, like I said, because I need to pull out my new like fall bricks, and I don't know if I want to stop working on this one because it's so good, and I have this bar in my club, so I get plenty of it. But oh, it's so good. And then I also tried the Walt Disney World iridescent brick. I tried a cube of that. I'm on the fence. I like it, but do I love it? I feel like it was very, very floral. I feel like I liked it with certain things. So I warmed a Vanilla Bean Noel candle that I had in my crock. I warmed that one day when I was warming this, and I was like, ooh, I love this combo. But do I love it by itself? Because I put it in my club because on Cold Sniff I really liked it. However, I don't know if it's going to stay there. But then part of me was like, should I get some bars to like do it through my open concept? But I could always do the brick through my open concept. It's not because that I don't have, like, it's not that I'm not allowed to do bricks in my open concept, even though I've been doing them here. Like, I can do whatever I want. But in my mind, I was like, oh, do I need it for my open concept? No, I don't. So I might take it out of my club. And I actually have another bar in here that I'm going to talk about that I am also going to take out of my club. So good news for the club. We're making some cuts. I feel like my new current style of warming has really helped me put into perspective what I need more of. And it's still evolving, but just over the couple weeks I've been doing this, where I've only been doing the one bar in my open concept, I feel like it's allowed me to work on things or like have not necessarily fragrance free zones, but like less fragrance zones. So for example, my bedroom only has the air purifier. There's no warmer in there. So while it still has fragrance because it has the air purifier, it has like a plug-in in it. It has scent in there, but it's not as intense as having a full multiple warmers or a full-size warmer where it's like constantly going. So I'm just trying to like get my gist of what I want. But I feel like my new situation has helped me realize, what do I actually need in my club, and what do I just really think I want to have more of because it's popular. I don't want to miss out on it, but like, do I really love it? So I think we're going to talk about this. Here are the bars I've gone through recently. So we're going to talk about them all. This is probably just over a week, but like I said, I haven't been super great about the everyday, but I try. My goal, if I was like on track, meeting what I want to do, I would change the open concept wax every day because it's all I'm warming in my house for the most part. So let's get into it. The first one I have to start with is Lemon Coconut Chiffon. This is a perfect example of a scent that I feel like I want to love, but I just don't. I feel like I don't actually truly like it as much as I'm trying to convince myself I like it. So I did it in the open concept on a nicer day we had here. And I'm trying to get very honest about, like, can I just do a scent in my open concept? I don't want to consider like, oh, but I could mix this with X or I could do X. I just did it in my open concept. If it's not working, it's not working. I have so many scents. It's not like I have to pick and choose between 5 to make them work. I have so many. So this, I'm going to set this to the side because I actually need to remove this from my club. I know some people are probably like, oh my gosh. And I'm sure I have another bar of it, to be honest. But I don't actually need this. I'm trying to convince myself I like it, but I think it's just too buttery for me, personally. If I'm going for a lemon scent, I'm probably going to choose Squeeze the Day or Lemon Sorbet, and I'm probably going to mix a vanilla bean buttercream or a sugar cookie or something with it if I want it to be bakery. That's not giving me, I think, what I want a lemon bakery to be. Scary Good. If you guys watched my last video, I told you guys I was getting so tired of scents like this. I was originally gonna like consider clubbing this at the beginning of the catalog. You know, future me was like, oh, what are we clubbing? This is so basic. Like, I don't think that whatever, even if this went away, whatever they would potentially replace it with in versions of pumpkin, that I would be so upset that I didn't have more of it. Just because, like, to me, I think I'm just really burnt out on plain pumpkin, like, to be honest. Because I like this scent and I know I like this scent. But I think I'm just burnt out on just plain pumpkin. Not apple yet, but definitely pumpkin. So it's not that this is bad, but I want to move on. I want to move on to pine, okay? I also did Caramel Vanilla Delight. I really enjoyed this. I'm glad I did this. To me, this is more of a summer bakery, but I was like, I need to do it. I pulled it out from my melting basket. I want to give it a test. But I actually enjoyed this. It's not a boomer. And so I feel like it was a nice refreshing thing to have kind of go throughout the house to kind of just reset the house, if you will, because it wasn't just so strong in your nose, but you could definitely smell it. I did only a couple of cubes of Sweet Orange and Evergreen because this was the bar I made samples out of, so I only had a couple cubes left, and it made me so happy. I did them, I only think I did 2, and then I also had my candle of Vanilla Bean Noel warming. When I tell you guys it was the best combo ever, it was so good. So I know I told you guys that I wasn't really impressed with this bar, but once I warmed it and then I went through and made my melting basket, I was like, am I giving this bar enough credit? I feel like I really shit on this bar when I did my Scent of the Month video. I think I like it more now than I initially thought I did. Obviously, I mean, I've warmed it. I have repulled Wild for Fall because I want to retest that because I thought that was like the best, but it was really the first evergreen, pine, whatever, tree scent. When I say pine, I'm talking about all tree scents. The word of like Christmas tree scents this year in my head is pine. So when I say pine, I mean all the trees that smell like Christmas trees. Sorry. So that Wild for Fall was like the first pine type scent I did. So I think in my mind, I was like, it's the best because I was just correlating it with like, it was the first one. But this one was really also nice. So I need to compare the two because I don't even know if I need a pine scent in my club because there's lots. However, I've just really been obsessed with this profile of scent like the last week and a half. I can't get enough of it. I don't know why. So when I was doing the Sweet Orange and Evergreen, I was like, you know what I think part of the problem is? I'm going to talk about this in my candle project update. But I, in my candle project, pulled out, I did October as like the pumpkin month. And so as part of the reason I'm so burnt out on pumpkin, there were so many scents I was working on. I don't even feel like I made that good of progress because there was just nothing to mix it up. And so I plugged into the garage, I plugged in a Perfect Autumn Wallflower, which is like a spicy, fruity scent. When I tell you guys, I was like, I'm over fall. Give me the spicy fruits. Like, I want to move on from the pumpkin. It like immediately, once that Wallflower went in, I was like, this is what I want. And so I came back in. Conveniently in my melting basket, I had Orchard Apple and Spice. I was like, finally a spiced fruit. Give it to me. This one is not my favorite anymore. Last season was like, this is the bomb. I think to me, this one it starts out strong apple, and as it warms throughout the day, it gets more like apple wood-y. Like, it starts to remind me more and more of falling apples, where you get that like wood and earthiness and things like that. So it starts strong apple and the bottom is like earthy wood, and as the day goes on it starts to transform into that like earthy wood smell, and I don't like that version. So to me, this one would probably like a weekday warm, where like I don't have to have it in as long. I did it on a weekend or a day I was at home, and so it all day, like as the day started getting longer, I was like, I don't love this actually. I will say I have this going in the fragrance flower, and I love the scent of the fragrance flower. It smells just like this does right at the top, where it's mostly apple and spice. Love that. But I think the longer this goes, I like it less. So to me, this would be like a short warm, like a weeknight, for example. This would be like a during the week, like a after work type warm, versus a weekend or like a work from home day where it's all day long. No. I trying to get through my bars of Peppermint Dreams and not hoard them. So I had 5. I did 1. I really was like, do I put this in? Because it's not quite time for peppermint for me. Like I told you guys, I was in the mood for pine and I'm in the mood for the spicy fruits. I'm not quite there with the peppermint because I don't want to burn myself out too fast. Like to me, peppermint is like a January situation. So I was like, should I do it? But Corey was out, so I was like, it's the perfect time. I should do it. So I did. On cold, I was like, I'm getting a lot of chocolate. Like, I'm getting nervous, whatever. I put it in. It was so good. I actually did this one for 2 days because I was just being lazy and I didn't change my wax. I will say the second day, the first day, one of the days I made meatballs, and I made honey garlic meatballs. So it's not like barbecue sauce meatballs. You put like honey, garlic, soy sauce, brown sugar, ketchup. They're so good, but they go in the crock pot. And so the smell of that and the smell of my peppermint dreams, those were not colliding. It was the weirdest mixture. I was like, I love the peppermint dreams, but like I came in from running errands and I was like, I'm getting meatballs with peppermint. Like it was not okay. But I was like, what do I do? Like I have to continue to run the crock pot. I don't want to necessarily shut off my wax. So I was like, whatever. Like it was just a weird combo. Once I obviously turned off the crock pot, cleaned everything up, the next day, etc. I had this in, it was good, but I was like, maybe I should have timed that better. But like I said, I feel like I had just a small window of opportunity and I was trying to take it and use this scent because Corey definitely doesn't like this scent. I feel like I did get less chocolate on warming though, and I did it all throughout my open concept. So I feel like I could try it again with him and just see. But I don't want to push my luck. So we'll see. I have 4 more bars. I really like them. We'll see what happens. Okay. I'm retesting the holiday trio to get my thoughts collected. Cranberry orange cider. This one, I told you guys on my first warm, it smells like bubblegum. Like minty, like at the ball game bubblegum. It's like the first thing that I get. And honestly, it's like the only thing I get. I get the hint of fruits, like they're behind the gum. It's like all this gum in my face and I can see the spicy fruits in the background, but I can't get around the gum. So I gave it another shot because I was like, I want to retry all these just because in case they sell out and like go away, whatever. I just wanted to make sure my thoughts on all of them. And immediately once the wax started warming, I was like, the gum note. I'm getting the gum note. It just, I don't know why. I've heard no one else say, maybe one person actually commented on my video and said they also smelled that like minty bubblegum-esque type note. I think there was a comment or two now that I say that. But I haven't heard any other like video people who make videos, YouTubers. I haven't heard any other people saying in their videos like, I'm getting a weird note from this. Like, I feel like people are really liking this. And I don't know what part of this would be that weird note. Because like cranberry, orange, cider, I'm not seeing where that would be originating from. It just like doesn't smell spicy. I want it to be spicy, and it's like a fruity minty gum. I'm so sad. Like, I want to love it, but I get the wrong things. Okay, and then this one is maple vanilla glaze. This is also holiday collection because I'm retesting. So probably in my next one, you'll see that sparkling snowflake. But this one I felt like I loved, but I think it's just too cloying. Yeah, I think I like maple rum cake the best, honestly. So this one is so unbelievably strong. I had this in the warmers for probably 0.2 seconds and it was already throwing. I know Elizabeth Quinn told a story about her, and I think she was with her husband. They were on like a retreat or something. And you have to watch the video where she's telling the story, because like just the way she told it, I was like, she was warming in her hotel room. They came off the elevator. You could like smell it all the way down the hall. And part of my fears is like when I warm scents in hotel rooms, like I feel like, oh, they're so strong and like cozy in my room. And I'm like, how many other people can smell this? Because like I have to imagine the airways and everything is like, it's a hotel, there's got to be a lot of connected ducts and stuff. So like scents got to travel from room to room, right? This is just my assumptions. But when she was like, it was like met us at the elevator, like it was flowing out, I was like getting subconscious about my own warming at hotel rooms. Like, am I bothering people? So now I've just been bringing wall fans, and it's obviously easier to travel with wall fans versus like bring wax and stuff. But I remember one trip, like I'm pretty sure I brought like vanilla blackberry, or I brought some kind of scent that was definitely really strong. And I brought my night sky warmer, which is like one of my best performers. And I was like, wow, the wax I was warming was probably a little bit overkill. Like the story she told made me think of that experience. But this scent, I can totally see why that happened to her, because it's a super powerhouse. It's just a little bit cloying. And so sure, I could probably mix this with something, but I'm trying to get better about, like I said to you guys, like if I can't just use it on its own, do I truly need it? Like, is it like vanilla bean buttercream? Vanilla bean buttercream? I don't know. I felt like I said that weird. Or a sugar cookie, where like, I feel like those are bad examples because I like them on their own still. Maybe like a Simply Vanilla. Like, I don't love it on its own, but I feel like I need to keep it because, one, I feel like it's so versatile that like it could go anywhere. But even though I don't like it on its own, like you can easily mix it. It's an easy gifting item. It's just like so versatile. That and this are just not in the same category for me. So I hope that made sense. I feel like this was a really like poo-poo stack of Scentsy bars, but like I said, I just re-pulled my melting basket. Hopefully we have some winners in there, but I'm just trying to retest things and like truly get reacquainted, continue to go through catalog and limited time offers. Like I'm trying to do the things, but also fulfill like the needs of the scents I want. It's hard trying to be like the testing person, but also enjoy your scents that you want to test. I know you guys get what I'm saying if you do these videos too. So I feel like before I get any more rambly, I'm just gonna cut her off here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed me coming back for a home fragrance roundup on the weekend. Let me know what you guys have been warming down below. Are you ready to move into the winter scents, or are you still doing your fall thing? I know certain people comment on my videos, so like it's fall still, but here it's 21, and that's the real temp, not the real feel with the wind. My watch isn't loading fast enough. It's freaking cold out. It doesn't tell you on your watch, but the wind is like blowing where it's, like shaking the windows and stuff like super fast. I had to get my winter coat out. Not like my light winter coat, like my heavy winter coat. That's how cold it is. So to me, we're getting really close to winter. Hasn't snowed yet, but she's close. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.